So bear in mind, we've got two groups in the Ultimate Superminis. Such is the strength of the grid. Kyle Ryde will start on pole for this B race then. Charlie Nesbitt alongside. Joe Dickinson and Storm Stacey will be on row 2 of the grid. Joshua Watley and Dane Blackburn make up row 3. On row 4 we Chris Weston and Gaz Roberts. Pete Ward and Ty Kinton will make up the 5th row of the grid. I'm surprised to see that name there actually. Ty Kinton, our points leader within that one. William Lawrence Wardle starts 11th, Tom Reedon in 12th. And it's Joe Goggins, Chloe Jones, Ross Humphreys, Keir Armstrong, Robert Cox. It's a big field this one. Scott Larkin. Actually, there's a grid here because nowhere near there's that many bikes on the start. There's a bit of confusion here over the grid. The decision being made this morning, as I say, to split this into 2. It's just a bit of a pause here whilst we form up the grid. And we're away then for this B race in the Super Mini Ultimates. Through chicane 2 for the first time. It's a small grid here. I count 8 bikes. As we've got a rider down there at chicane 2, which looks like Lewis Webster on the 89 bike, so he's going to be on a recovery ride there. Let's confirm to you who's in the race and who's leading the race as they cross the line. Rob Booth. Alice Gary. That's it. I built that up then and then my timing screen is frozen. So there is a good battle happening at the front of this one. We've got a breakaway pack of 3 bikes. So I believe it's Rob Booth at the front of this one. But we'll just wait for timing to... No, that's Mark Evans. I've got Mark Evans, Callum Ricketts and Sam Crooks in that top pack of 3. And that tallies what I'm seeing on the bike. So I think Mark Evans is your leader here. Callum Ricketts a close second with Sam Crooks in 3rd. Then it's Abbas Garib, Rob Booth, Craig Bradley, Luke Beard and Sean Strudwick to round out the 9 bikes. See, I can't even count the 9 bikes that are on track. I'm going to claim I counted them whilst Lewis Webster was off to the side of the track. That's my excuse. Anyway, here is your top 3. Mark Evans, Callum Ricketts and Sam Crooks cross the line again. And you know what? Ricketts has a run here on Evans as they come through the double right-hander, but it's not on there. The 161 is your leader. Mark Evans astride that bike. Callum Ricketts on the 458 and then Sam Crooks is right with them on the 65. Into chicane 2 they go. As we've seen already today, overtaking a challenge here. But to be honest, that just means that the passes are more dramatic when they actually happen. And there's a look there for the lead of the race from Callum Ricketts, but it's not on there. But he's clearly got the measure of Mark Evans on pace, or they're at least very equal, such that they can have a good old battle here as they finish another lap. Evans goes defensive and then swoops back to the left. No opportunity for Ricketts there. Sam Crooks doing a good job staying with these two here. And indeed, he's now closer to Ricketts than Ricketts is to Evans. So does Ricketts need to stop thinking so much about pushing forward and start worrying about what's behind him? Difficult situation to be in. Further back from them, good battle happening between Abbas Garib and Rob Booth. Then it's Luke Beard, Craig Bradley. Lewis Webster's now up to 8th, so I'm not sure if Sean Strudwick has suffered a drama out there or some kind of issue with his bike. Here they are, though, onto another lap. You can see the line that Mark Evans is using there, just going to the sort of midpoint of the track and then back across to the left, maybe just to put off any challenges from behind. But he needn't bother just right now because Callum Ricketts is about half a second back, not quite close enough to challenge here. Through chicane 2 they go. Question coming in on Facebook, is this A or B? It is definitely the B race here. As our leaders come through some of the back markers, I think that's Sean Strudwick that they're just putting a lap on there. Onto the back straight. And again, Mark Evans does this interesting move of going to the midpoint of the track and then back over to Ryder's left. And well, he might actually now, because Callum Ricketts is back on his tail. This one's not over yet. We've got several laps left to run of this one. 8 by my count here in the box. And this one looks like it's going all the way, pending any incidents. Mark Evans in the grey and orange helmet and suit combination. And then Callum Ricketts behind him with this yellow detailed helmet. Sam Crooks with the orange and blue overalls. All staying within a second of each other, or covered as a group by 1.35 seconds. Still nice and close here as we approach the halfway stage. In this, the B race for the South Coast Honda Ultimate Superminis and Pit Bike Open. I'm just checking. I think I don't have anybody listed as being in the Pit Bike Open class within this today. So I think we're looking all at the Ultimate Superminis here. Just looking at some of your comments coming in via Facebook on the stream. Paul Dale talks of how he loves this track. I love this one as well. Came here for the first time last year. Absolutely love the flowing layout of this one. So much speed, it's a lot of fun. Lots of support coming in for various riders. Do keep them coming in. I now have the social stream coming up in the box and it's all working. Touch wood. Still as you were amongst the top riders here. Hayley Westerman asks how Luke Westerman and Ava Carter have done so far. All right, Hayley. They finished 3rd and 4th. Did Luke and Ava in the Stock 160s, albeit after a red flag incident that involved Ava Carter at the corner that you're just seeing them go through now on the stream if you're watching. But she was okay, she was able to continue, as was Aaron Walker, who was the other rider involved in that incident. I have to say it looked on the whole like a racing incident to me. Not my call, of course, ultimately, but it looked fairly standard 50-50 incident. So they were both able to continue. And question as well coming in, are the Bambinos out next? Not immediately, because we've split this Ultimate Superminis into 2 groups. So we've got this race, the B race, then will be the A race, and then it will be the Bambinos. So they are the next class out, if you like, but they aren't the immediate next race. Anyway, do keep your comments coming in and any questions that you have, and I'll do my best to answer them here in the box. Bringing the focus back to now, though, And this race, we've got Mark Evans still leading here. Callum Ricketts in second, Sam Crooks third. Still a battle going on between Abbas Garib and Rob Booth. We have seen it a little bit on the stream whilst I was reading some of your comments. But those are two riders to keep an eye out for on the 87 and the 5 bikes respectively. Lewis Webster doing a decent job on his recovery, having been off the track at turn 2 on the first lap here, and that was the last lap board you just saw here. So we are on the last lap by my understandings. Ignore your 2 laps on the timing thing, timing screen off to your left at the moment. Mark Evans then simply has to guide it through the last 3 corners. He's gone largely unchallenged for the last few laps, but Callum Ricketts has ridden well in second place. It'll be a well-earned second place for him in this B race. And Mark Evans crosses the line, takes the win. Callum Ricketts second, Sam Crooks third. All top 3 can be happy with that. Who's going to get the bragging rights in this race-long battle over 4th place? It looks like it's going to be Abbas Garib. It is Abbas Garib indeed. Rob Booth 5th, and then we expect Lewis Webster to finish in 6th. Right, so we're here for the B race in our South Coast Honda Ultimate Superminis, and your grid for this one is Mark Evans on pole, Callum Ricketts alongside, Sam Crooks is in 3rd, Lewis Webster is in 4th, Abbas Garib and Rob Booth are together again after their race-long battle last time out. Then it's Luke Beard, Sean Strudwick and Craig Bradley to start this one. We look to the flag. And that's a let's pretend that didn't happen. Now the tension rises. We're missing a pole sitter, aren't we? Where is our pole sitter? Because that to me looks like Callum Ricketts leading them away. This is why it's great to have Alan right next to me, because he's just reminded me of the very obvious point that because he won, he got promoted, didn't he? There we go. Thanks, Alan. So, that is a 101 of commentary. Read the rule book. So, it's Callum Ricketts who leads them through onto the end of this first lap. And then there's Sam Crooks in second. Now, these two were part of a fantastic 3-bike battle that was won by Mark Evans earlier. So, it's... don't think that we're not going to get good battling here. And, there's a bit very wide out there. Goes Sam Crooks. Lewis Webster's with them, Rob Booth as well. This pack at the moment are quite close together here. It's basically one big... we do have 2 towards the back. So Sean Strudwick and Craig Bradley are having a battle further back, but other than that, it is a 5-bike battle at the head of this one, which is Callum Ricketts, Sam Crooks, Lewis Webster, Rob Booth and Abbas Garib. Rob Booth ahead of Abbas Garib. How long has he waited to be ahead of Abbas? Oh, look at that, what a move there. Lewis Webster tries up the inside of Sam Crooks, but it didn't quite pay off. Well, I thought he had the deal done there. He had some impressive pace down that straight, but it wasn't quite on for him there. How long after battling all of last race has Rob Booth waited to be ahead of Abbas Garib, though? Interesting to see if he can stay there race long. So we've got a 5-bike train here at the lead of this one. Meanwhile, towards the back, Craig Bradley has just got past Sean Strudwick. So change of position there for 6th place. Only 7 bikes in this one. Not unusual, as we've suddenly had a rider. There's a rider off at the bottom of the circuit. I thought we'd just gone from 5 down to 4, and it looks to me like it's it is Abbas Garib who's down. There he is, Abbas Garib at the side of the road. Problems for him trying to get the bike started now. Doesn't look like it's playing ball, does it? And he's about to go a lap down because here come your leaders. Through now, Callum Ricketts. And there is the lap being put. That's not a place. That's not a situation Abascari wanted at all. So at the front of this one, Callum Ricketts under pressure from Sam Crooks, and then behind them, Lewis Webster and Rob Booth are battling it out. Still a good battle here to entertain us. Plenty of support coming in for Callum Ricketts. And there's been a change though, isn't there? Sam Crooks has got by. Yeah, sorry, that is a change for the lead. Sam Crooks has got by. I was busy queuing up support for Callum Ricketts. That's like a digital commentator's curse there. So change for the lead there. Sam Crooks has got to the front of this one. And now they'll try and stay on terms with him. He'll try and pull out the gap. Rob Booth challenging Lewis Webster here over third place as well. Ricketts hasn't dropped too far back from Crooks though. It's still on, I think, for the lead of this one. Through the bottom of the circuit they go. Heading back up over the little bump here and then straight into 4 they go. And they're coming up on some traffic there. In fact, is that Abbas Garib, who's now got his bike started. He does wear black overalls and a helmet. Looks to be fairly even there. I don't think anyone's gained... Sam Crooks may have gained a little bit of time getting by that traffic. Didn't catch the traffic in the best part of the lap. Sam Crooks, your leader. There he is on the 65. There's Callum Ricketts, Lewis Webster, and Rob Booth on the number 5 bike. They sort of just go past my window here as sort of one like lump of noise, really. You can't distinguish the two. Oh, and a bit unsteady. There goes Lewis Webster. Doesn't give the opportunity to Rob Booth in the end, but there was a slight wobble there coming out of the double right. Going to watch him here coming through. Does he just, just knee on the ground, just throws him wide a bit. Nothing too dramatic. Who's that who's come to a stop on the side of the road? There is a stationary rider. And is that our leader? Where? No, it's not our leader. There's Sam Crooks. Rider stationary again at the bottom of the circuit here. I'm guessing it's Sean Strudwick. And Abbas Garib, by the way, didn't get his bike restarted, I don't think. So he's effectively out of this one. That was it. Maybe it is Abbas, actually. It might be him still trying to get the bike started. That would make some sense. I'll keep an eye on timing for that one. Rob Booth has been challenging Lewis Webster all race long for this third place, and he's still right on his tail. A lot of support coming in for Callum Ricketts. I'll tell you something, he was half a second quicker on that last lap, was Callum, than Sam Crooks. A 43.962 to a 40... no, sorry, that's their best time. A 43.962 to his 44.493. So the gap for the lead is going down here. Callum Ricketts is pushing hard and is finding a new bout of speed. And there's plenty of time for this to switch around here. So don't let the relatively small number of bikes on track deceive you. This is on here. This isn't over by any stretch of the imagination. And again, Callum Ricketts is faster than Sam Crooks by some 0.3 of a second. And I think Abbas has got his bike going again. So it was him we saw stricken at the bottom of the circuit, and he's keeping going. Good for him. Managed to get it going again. We've got to keep our eye, though, on this then, because this is now a proper battle for the lead here. Callum Ricketts is really getting onto terms with Sam Crooks. He's going to go straight for it into turn 4. That's bold, and it's worked for him. What a move. Where did that come from? Right onto the scene. Element of surprise. Done. And Callum Ricketts gets to the head of this field. Bit of traffic ahead, though. Is that going to come into play and be a disruptor in this? Meanwhile, for third, Lewis Webster defends. So they're going past there. That's Sean Strudwick, I think they've just gone past. Lewis Webster still under pressure from Rob Booth. Now, does Sam Crooks have any response to that smash and grab from Callum Ricketts? What a move it was. With just 2 laps to go, we expect to see the last lap board this time around. Surely Rob Booth has got to put an attempt here on for third. He's been waiting all race. The last lap board is shown. This is the last tour of the circuit. And Callum Ricketts, who was fighting with Mark Evans earlier on today for the win of the first B race, looks at the moment, he's in the pound seats for this win. But we do have to keep an eye. Sam Crooks is right on his tail here. This is the battle for third on your screen now on the stream. But as they head into the bottom of the circuit, Sam Crooks is very close. Here they are, nose to tail. Will Ricketts hold on to this? He's been strong through this part of the lap so far this race, and he's strong again. It looks like Callum Ricketts is going to hold on. He is going to hold on. Callum Ricketts takes the win. Kicks the leg out, well he might, takes the checkered flag and the win in the 2B race for the South Coast Honda Ultimate Superminis. I think there's an acknowledgement between them there for a good race had between himself and Sam Crooks, who finishes second. Lewis Webster finishes third. Rob Booth finishes fourth. Craig Bradley will cross the line in fifth. Sean Strudwick sixth. And Abbas Garib, I believe, will still cross the line, or has he retired there? Are we going to see here the overtake for the race? Look, I don't know if it's just the camera angle, but to me that looked like it was from miles back. And I think Sam Crooks was a bit shot there, and he just went a bit wide in the second part of the corner. And Ricketts was through. That was an absolutely brilliant, opportunistic move there. Fantastic move from Callum Ricketts.